Hey, I love you. I want to share one thing who has really helped me a lot, and this is how you can recreate what has happened to you. This is how you can be detached from your ego and your stories. So that this is like a very, very good method how you can do that. I have said this first thing I said before, but I gotta tell you again because it's so crucial. The first thing you always want to do is you want to contact the body and feel the body, massage the body, feel where you have pain, like go through whole of your body, ask where do I have pain, where do I feel anything, because it's on two levels. It's always on two levels. One is the story, the thought, and one thing is the physical component. Like all the stories also has a physical component in the body. So all of the pain that people have, it is messages about something that they want to say to you. So what you can do, you can go in and feel these feelings. That's what you gotta do. Like there are so much gurus out there and they tell about how you can connect with your higher self, but I feel way too few gurus put the words like this on it. They say they should say feel all of your body as one energy field, because the key here is to feel the feelings, because when you do, they transform if you stay in them. Your mind will go, no, I gotta do this, no, I gotta do this, and that is a guarantee. Your mind will go that, because the job of the ego is to distract you, to keep you in this reality. That is the job, for it to be in the future or in the past. So that's why you gotta go into the feelings. Anyway, what you can also do, because as I said, there is two levels. There is a physical level where you feel the pain as a sensation, and there is a way where you feel the pain as there is stories, there is thoughts, there is something that has happened. And we are consciousness, we are the one who are aware of this, but we tend to identify with the lens, and we perceive this reality through the lens, and the lens is a cause and effect. So it's a cause and effect. This person, this body, are really attached to their stories, very attached. They identify with the stories, and a lot of people read metaphysics or quantum physics, and the reason why I say you probably read a little of this or watch a little of this is because my intent are that type of people is what I like to follow. This stuff, the people who are had enough of suffering and want to see the truth. I feel for these people, and I feel connected to those type of people. I feel, of course, connected to all people, but I feel more deeply connected to people as don't want to live a shallow life anymore, who has get a little bit of enough of trying to please the system or being a slave, or whatever you like to call it. Anyway, when you read metaphysics, you know this by scientists, like there is no time. there is no space. It doesn't exist. So I wish so much that someone has told me, because you don't really know what to do with this information, because it tends to be very, very hard to get the grip on. So you don't know what to do with this information. You just know, well, I don't exist, time doesn't exist, measurement doesn't exist, but that's all I ever known. But what that's really mean is, you can go in and you can recreate the past. You can create the future, but you can also disconnect from all of these stories, because you just don't want to be a story, of course. And I can say for myself, I have lived a very unordinary dream. I have not lived like a kind of comfortable dream. I have lived like, it has been so extreme in so many ways. And I have done, for example, many years in prison for once. And I don't want to be that story. I don't want to carry that around, because if I do, that will tend to eat me. I will tend to go around and feel so sorry for myself. And when people ask me about prison time, I don't tell them anything. There are secrets that I won't tell anyone. It's like, and then some people can be, should you go around and carry all of this heavy thing? There are things as most people consider torture. Would you go around and carry all of these things with you? And the thing is, those secrets are my secrets, and I will not talk to anyone about them. But the reason I tell you this is because you are the creator and you have the power. So everything that has happened to you, and if there are things that are very, very suffering, very, very pain that is so heavy, it can be torture, it can be anything like this. People think they have to carry that around, but they don't. They can go into those memories and change them, because we are the creator. So what you do when you recreate the past, you go into this memory, you do a meditation. You could do it by ask the body, where does it sit? And the body, you gotta trust what it tells you, because it will tell you as once, I have pain here, and it's connected with this story. So feel the component, feel the vibration of that pain. But you also gotta recreate the story. Someone can have been like so mean to you, and you can consider them like a complete monster. But no matter how much they have tortured you or whatever they've done, go into them and see their pain, because it doesn't matter if it's a psychopath. People are born with love, and the only reason why they don't give love, it is because someone has told them hate. They have taught them what hate is. So when in our nature, we are loving creature. We are love. That's who we are. But if we get bad programming enough, we can choose hate as well. Most people can accept extremely much war programming and still choose love, because that's who we are, because that is aligned with the truth. But anyway, some people can choose to teach hate as well. So you gotta forgive them. Don't forgive them because of them. Forgive them because of you. So what you can do is, when you the reason to search here is for searching for those type of memories that you have strong feelings towards. The memory you kind of tend to carry around. When you do that, you search for those memories and you go into them. Imagine different stories. Change it. Like if something very bad happened, change it. Make them do anything else that was not that awful or was really loving even. And when you do, you respond with a feeling to that visualization. So what I tell you now, it's the bad things, you can recreate them as good things. You could also do the opposite of that. Perhaps if it's you have met someone that you are like deeply connected to, like when you develop when you wash away your subconscious mind, which you do by the method I told you. Go into your feelings and stay in them, feel them no matter how heavy they are. What you do then is you take away those feelings, you apply alchemy. But what you do then, when you live on your life, your relationship tend to be very deep. So if you for example have like a romantic relationship, it can be so deep that you read each other's thoughts, and you do that by exact, like you can see it as the symbol, because it always helps to see as a symbol, like an 8 symbol. So here is your mind, here is he or her's heart, here is their heart, mind, and there is your heart. So it goes like this, meaning that every thought you think of them goes directly to their heart, and every thought they have of you, you receive in the speed of light with your heart. It means when they think something good of you, you feel happy at once because your heart feels it. And when they feel, if it goes both ways. If they think a good thought, you feel it at once. If they think a bad thought, you feel it at once. So you're so connected. You could also call this mother and child connection, because you read each other's thoughts. Actually, you always know what they're feeling. But this connection is a very deep one, and if you force to be separated, or if you know the best way is to be separate, it could be for different reasons, but if you know you gotta separate, you will experience separate anxiety, panic attacks who are on a very intense level, because you are so connected to this person. So what you gotta do then is you could be forced to go and recreate what happened. Perhaps you have very beautiful memories, and you gotta go in and destroy them. Like you gotta make that person, instead of doing these beautiful things, do not so beautiful things, just to cut you off from them. This you can consider a little bit harsh, and if you can stand the separation anxiety, go into the feelings and stay in them, that is okay, because perhaps you want to save this memory and be attached to those memories. You can choose this as well, but you can also choose to make the beautiful things ugly because you want to be detached. So you can choose what you want to do with this, but I also got to tell you this: the deeper you go into the trance, deeper you go into the alchemy, because when you are not that subtle, when you your energy field are on a lower frequency, or you can say the masses of your body are on a more dense level and on a more harsh level, then you perceive the reality as very real and the thoughts very unreal. But when you apply a lot of alchemy, meaning go into the energy field, feel the feelings, stay in the pressure, whatever words you like to put on it. But when you do that, the difference between time space and your thoughts, the gap between them are not that huge, meaning the imagination is more real and the time space is more unreal. So to make this visualization to recreate the past, you view it as very real when you have done a lot of alchemy on yourself. So when you recreate, you can take away people from, you can like disconnect them from yourself if you like, because you are the creator, you decide. But you also got to see, if you do this, it can be a little hard to change your mind, because these beautiful things you take away, they are destroyed. You will not, because you respond by feelings at the alternative reality you create as well. So that meaning you could not keep the loving thing so much, because you will not have know so much difference about what really happened and the thing you had created happened. So you gotta also know that, so you gotta be sure that you want to destroy this connection if you should do it. The reason why I tell you this is I just want you to know that you are the creator. You can do whatever you like. You can take away the pain as well as you can take away the good stuff as well, if you want to be detached. So all of this thing, as I tell you now, they are very, very powerful stuff. So use them with wisdom, because it's very crucial. You gotta know, always create win-wins in your life. Because if you ever think that you can gain on someone else's loss, you can't. Like, the universe will slap you big time if you try to do something to hurt someone else or use this power against someone else. Because this knowledge is ancient knowledge, and when you use this type of quantum physics, you do things with leverage. That means if you use it against someone, the universe will slap you with leverage. I promise you that. So always create win-win. And by this also meaning, doesn't mean you can't make mistakes. Everybody fails, and that is very okay. You develop by failing, but there is a difference. Your intent gotta be to do good, because you cannot really fail then. So always intend to create win-wins. That is also I gotta tell you, because you can read a lot of different religions, and sometimes when people say this is the only religion and this is the only true religion, in one point of view they're right, because the religion is right, but some people, if you translate the word directly, because they talk to us through symbolism, meaning perhaps many religions say there is only one God, and what they mean by that is you gotta follow the force of love, because when you tend to make the ego your God, the ego think it can take from other people and gain by that. But that is the true importance of there is only one God. Meaning, don't make the ego your God, or don't make material stuff your God. Don't make this shallow thing your guidance. When you follow only truth, only light, that is to follow the true God, meaning in religion. And as well, when you talk to people, you heal and that stuff, don't use labels through religion, because they, when you heal people, people can be like, oh, it works, so why does it work? When you explain it through metaphysics, because that are like neutral terms, like you can use being or higher consciousness or divine source or anything like that, but don't use terms like God when you heal, because people who have gone far, they understand that you try to describe something beyond words, and the words can be connected with so much misconception. Anyway, what I'm gonna tell you about this, in time-space there is polarities, and polarities is like, you gotta have polarities, because green could not exist if there is something who is not green, meaning being not being. So everything is man or woman, black or white, night or day, or everything like this. But there is also, the reason why I tell you this is because when people have a religion and feel like there's only one God, the truth behind that is, meaning you gotta create win-win, you gotta follow the higher truth, love, to be in a service of love. Always create win-win, meaning don't ever hesitate and think that you could have the ego as God, because it's based in fear. So when other people, perhaps I am very deeply connected to Isis, the divine feminine, I do a lot of ritual towards Isis, and those who follow Yeshua could feel like you hesitate God when you do that, because there is only one God, there is not different gods. But what I mean by that, Isis is like the divine feminine, and the divine feminine force feels a certain way, and there is really an unbalance between the masculine and the feminine right now in the world. And that is why, a reason why you can feel very connected to certain type of forces, because you need to manifest that forces into time-space, and in time-space the polarity exists. So in one way is so true that is just one God, because everything is unity, there is one consciousness, and the ego is false, it doesn't really exist, it's like just a cause and effect, and that is what you gotta follow. But you also have to understand why people could see and connect to God as a symbol, because God could be a force which you feel strong, like the divine feminine, for example. So when they say there is only one God, they are right, and when they are see gods in different kind of form, they are right as well. Everybody is right. The only thing who is not right, it is when you trying to gain on someone else, or when you let your ego do the decisions for you. That is not in a line with highest complexity, or what you can call, you do not flow with the universe and you flow against universe then. So that is what religion mean by hell in a certain way. It's not that you become punished, it's just you are the creator and you create a hell because you suffer in time space, so you create your own bad world, because it's the universe way of slapping you when you try to not be good to other people. And again, it is the intention here what's count. It doesn't count if you will not be slapped if you do mistake, because it's very good to do mistake, you develop then, but it's when you have the intent to gain on someone else's loss, that is when you make the ego become your god, or make the satanic way, you can say, rule in your life. And you don't want to do that. You want to just create win-win. You want to recreate the past because you don't want to be a victim. You don't want to carry around your stories. You want to be detached from them because you are not your story. You're not this lens. So I know you who watch this are going to use this knowledge which I tell you now, because I for sure wish I know this earlier in my life. Anyway, I know you are going to use this wise. I know you're going to use this in the power of the higher truth. I know you're going to use this to create a better world. Do that for your sake and for everybody else's sake. And no matter what happened to you, forgive it. Forgive them. Recreate what you like to create. You are so, so powerful. I love you with all of my heart. Goodbye.